everyone, and welcome back to this week's episode of Panther Productions. My name is Emily Eben, and I am joined by
Evan Moody. We have lots to cover due to an abundance of upcoming events and past events. I hope that all of you are excited to hear. Let's dive straight into our upcoming events. First and foremost is April Break. April Break lasts from Saturday, April 22nd to Sunday, May 4th. We hope that the staff and students enjoy their well-deserved break before coming back for the last full month of school.
Next, from May 5th through May 7th, the 5th grade will be going to Nature's Classroom. For those who don't know, Nature's Classroom is an outdoor wilderness field trip where students have many hands-on opportunities to explore nature and collaborate with peers. We hope that 5th graders enjoy their trip.
On May 8th, the 4th graders will be taking a trip to Belknap Mills Museum in Lincolnia, New Hampshire. We hope the 4th graders have a great time and learn more about the importance of its industrial heritage.
On Friday, May 9th, the Middle School Student Council will be hosting a Western-themed spring fling dance for 6th through 8th grade. This event will be from 6:30 to 9 p.m. and costs $10 to enter. There will be food available, a DJ controlling the music, and lots of fun, so make sure to attend if you are able. Yeehaw!
Additionally, on each Monday and Tuesday throughout the month of May, the 4th graders will be taking a trip to Stable Connections. Stable Connections provide horse guidance therapy along with team building strategies, events, and we hope that the 4th graders enjoy the unique experience.
That wraps up our upcoming events. Let's see what has been happening recently with our past events.
First on our past events is the... Let's see what Carter has to share.
What made you start this journey with Optavia?
I gained a little bit of weight in the last couple of years, and I wanted a way to get it off and choose healthier habits as far as what I eat, drink, and exercise more, and this plan has definitely helped me do that. Feel better in my own skin. All the fit into clothes that I have in my closet have had in my closet for years and can't wear.
Why did you choose to become a coach?
I chose to become a coach because I believe that much in the program itself. I've done it now. I know it works, and I know that I can work with a lot of other people. I also know that it can really improve people's lives so they can live longer, not elderly, but older people, like people in their 60s and 70s who might have grandchildren. Get on the floor, play with them. If you can't now, you will be able to.
How did you find Optavia?
A friend of mine from high school was doing it, who is also my coach. So I reached out to her in November of last year and decided I wasn't going to do it because I didn't want to spend the money to do it. Went through the holidays, was not happy with myself at all with the way I was handling losing my own weight. So I reached back out to her in February, and here we are.
Do you enjoy being on this plan?
I absolutely do, 100%.
Would you recommend this for anyone and everyone?
I would, 100%.
And how much weight did you lose from when you started till now?
A little over 21 pounds. 7 weeks, 21 pounds.
Thank you. Do you have any people that would share why they started with Optavia?
Oh, absolutely. We talk about it all the time. In fact, my coach, the one that I followed on Facebook for months and before I decided to do this, she was struggling with her weight in her 40s and found herself gaining weight each year. Everything she did in her 20s and 30s wasn't working to get the weight off. She needed a structured, easy, straightforward plan that focused on her nutrition and worked with her busy schedule of a full-time working mom. Her family is on the go a lot, traveling sports and high school sports, and it takes up a lot of her time. The plan was perfect for her on-the-go lifestyle, so it was the best decision of her life. And then a client of mine, Kathy Mitten, she watched me for a little while, just like I watched Emily. And she started this journey because she didn't like the way she felt in her own skin. She wanted to be healthier, to see her daughter, her grandkids, and her mom, and live life longer, as well as herself live life longer, healthier.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I've done.
Oh, jeez. You choke him.
For those of you who don't know, the softball and baseball season has already been full of memorable games and hard work from our student athletes. Let's go to Cassidy, who will be giving us a sports recap for the beginning of the softball and baseball season.
Hello, I'm Cassie Smith, and today I will be talking about the baseball and softball recap. On April 17th, the baseball team unfortunately lost, and on April 18th, the softball team came out with a victory. Now let's go to Ryan with some information about the baseball game. How did your last baseball game go?
It was rough. We had a lot of errors in the field. We hit pretty rough too.
So what do you think you can improve on?
Cleaning up the errors in the field, definitely. Mm-hmm. Coming in the game with more confidence. Mm-hmm. Definitely picking up your teammates when something happens in the field and you're up to bat, and cheering everyone on the entire time. Yeah. But if we clean those up, I feel like it'll make it a little better.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Ryan, for talking with me, and great job to both teams. Keep working hard to get those wins. Now let's go back to the hosts.
Thank you, Cassidy, for showing us how our student athletes have been for the spring sports season. Now let's go to a story that will show us what our seniors were up to on April 18th and 19th as their final year is wrapping up. Here is Emily Eben with the senior trip, Six Flags, New England.
Hello everybody, my name is Emily Eben, and today I'll be covering a story on the senior class trip. Cadence joined me to explain more details about how the seniors were able to go on this trip, so let's see what she had to say. Hello Cadence, thank you for joining me for this interview today. Since you're the vice president of the senior class, I'd love to ask you some questions regarding your senior trip. First, how did your class decide on the location of this trip?
Well, I had actually brought it up towards the end of our meetings junior year, because we were kind of briefly talking about senior trip ideas, and then over the summer I kind of just looked into it just briefly and saw it was actually a really affordable option. So then once again presented it during our senior meetings, and we actually ended up finalizing it through a Google form that the president Emily Eben sent out, and people would submit their ideas, and then we formed a committee that would research those ideas more thoroughly and then decide which one is most realistic from what people submitted. And we found the most realistic one was Six Flags due to the price and how close it is and everything. So then we told that to the class, and that's kind of how we ended up choosing Six Flags.
Oh, nice. What was it like to plan this trip?
It was a lot of fun. The most difficult part, honestly, for planning the trip was finding a date that worked, just because we wanted to do it where there's decent enough weather and when the park was open, and also coordinating with softball and baseball schedules, and then also just other school events. So that was kind of the most challenging part, but it was, I like being a part of the planning process, and we're able to find a cool hotel and everything, so it was enjoyable. And we planned it by the senior committee. We'd meet every Tuesdays with Ms. Clark, our senior advisor.
And what kind of fundraising did your class do to be able to afford this kind of trip?
So we've done fundraising throughout the years. The things that brought in the most amount of money is homecoming, obviously, and then we also did quite a few basketball concessions our junior year. So things like that over the years have allowed us to do this fun trip now.
Nice. And what are you most excited for on the trip?
Personally, I'm most excited for the Superman ride. It's super fun and very, very fast. And there's a lot of people that haven't been to Six Flags, so I'm also excited to see their reactions to it.
Superman is definitely the best ride.
Mm-hmm.
All right, thank you for all of your answers, and thank you for joining me for this interview.
Yeah, of course.
Thank you, Cadence, for joining me for that great interview on the senior trip. Now, let's go to Carson, who joined me for a quick on-the-go interview at Six Flags before and after he rode Superman for the first time ever. Hello, Carson. How are you feeling about going on Superman for the first time ever?
It looks really tall.
All right, are you excited to go on?
I guess.
Perfect. We'll check back in after. Give us a thumbs up. Perfect. Thank you. All right, Carson, what are your thoughts after riding Superman?
I thought it was really good. Right after that drop.
Was it better than you thought it would be?
Yeah.
What was your favorite part of the ride?
That's the speed.
All right. Thank you, sir.
Out of 10.
Solid 8.
8 out of 10. All right. Thank you, sir. Have a great day on your senior trip.
Thanks.
Thank you, Carson and Cadence, for joining me for those great interviews about the senior trip. Everybody who went on the trip enjoyed a great time at Six Flags, going on rides and making memories together as a class. Now, let's go back to the hosts. I hope that you all loved seeing how us seniors have been enjoying ourselves in our last time spent all together.
To end off our past events, let's switch to a quick and fun segment. Here's Cassidy Smith with some trivia.
Hello, I'm Cassie Smith, and today I'll be doing some random fun trivia with a student here at Lisbon. Let's get right into it with high schooler Bailey.
What are the months in summer?
June, July, August.
What is the closest planet to the Earth?
Mercury? I don't know.
Thank you, Bailey, for taking a shot at these trivia questions. Now let's go back to the hosts.
Thank you, Cassidy, for your fun trivia. Before we end off this week's broadcast, I'm sure you're all eager to hear about the New York City and Washington, D.C. trip that the high school just had the opportunity to go on. Next week, Avery will be bringing a big story on this exciting cultural trip, so make sure to tune in next week to see how the staff and students alike enjoyed this once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Thank you all for tuning in to this week's episode of Panther Productions.
And keep an eye out for next week's episode with the story on the New York City and Washington, D.C. trip.
Make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications to keep up with Panthers Productions.
Have a great day, Panthers.